Hello there. Today I want to talk about terrain, Terraform, volumetric fog, scattering foliage with Godot4. So let's get right to it. So I use Godot 4.1.1 mono version and the following plugins. Terrain plugin from Xylem, heightmap terrain, and proton scattering from Hungry Proton. Just download it and install, and go project settings, plugins, and enable the settings. So there we go. This will the end result. This will be the end result. Some scattered grass, some trees, terrain, splat map, some fog. The best part, you can terraform with updated collisions. So okay, let's start. It's my new scene, player scene. World environment, direction, light, nothing too fancy. And we add H terrain node. We have to set our data directory. Normally you will create a new directory and the plugin will populate this data. I have tested it and therefore the data is already there. So now we have our terrain, nothing too fancy, just a plane. So now we want to go here to textures, edit, load some textures, assets, textures, grass, next texture, another grass, next texture, some stone, and another texture. So done. Now you can. Now the textures don't look great in this. So I go to rendering, shader params, scale it down. Usually this does the trick. It looks a little bit better. So now to carve our terrain, we have some option buttons here at the top. I want to raise the terrain, brush size, and full opacity, and there you go. So this will just do fine. So now I want to have at the slope some texture, some stone texture, and not at the bottom. So done, ready. Place our player so we don't spawn in the terrain. Test it. Yeah. Okay, the texture wasn't updated, but okay, this is fine. So the player script comes from another plugin, from the asset lib, just the first person controller. Oh, wrong Godot version, sorry. Asset lib, FPS, and there it is, FPS controller mono, and this is my first person player controller. So this is just out of the box. I've added into Godot the keystrokes for the movement, and it just works. So terrain manipulation, terraforming. I have added a raycast at the top of the camera 3D and a decal for my target visualization. This works like follows. I force a raycast update and get a collision point with the terrain. Normalize it to a fixed integer number. Set a decal position. And if the left mouse button was pressed, I call the manipulate method in the other script. Also, when I press the right mouse button, the difference is I raise the terrain with the left mouse button and I lower it with the right mouse button. So which script I call, it's my terrain node. I had to make a glue code because I couldn't manipulate the terrain with C# at this moment. So here's the code, nothing too fancy. Load our class data, terrain data, and if it was called, we get the terrain, extract the terrain data, extract the heightmap image, and if it's all correct, we alter the pixel at the position, notify the plugin of a change, and update the collider. So, this just works. So, okay. Maybe it's not the best camera angle, but okay, this will do it. So, terrain manipulation done. Now let's get some grass. Therefore, we add the node proton scatter. Okay. In the standard, it will spawn some cubes, but we don't want cubes, we want grass. So go to scatter item, and the path is the node, the scene that will spawn. And I want to spawn some grass. There it is. So the shape will determine where the grass was scattered. And I want it to be a path. So orthogonal mode, and now I can add points where the grass will be scattered. So, done. Can make it more. Oh, we have a nice little grass patch. For the volumetric fog, we enable it here. We usually lower the density and add a fog volume node. Place it somewhere nice. Box. Fear. New fog material. Density is okay. So. And now we have some fog grass scattered around. So it's just that easy. Hope you find some useful information in this video. I will talk to you the next time.